All right, I'll make you.
In my car, I got a tripod just for those cameras. I use those, but I'm just shooting.
We are here at OIC, so we get to see wonderful information here. Yes. Okay, walk the road. Maybe within a few minutes, we'll let you know.
portraits, icons from Philadelphia that are hanging around Philadelphia. And we're trying to grow so that we can continue to film. The people that we are going to major civil rights icons from Philadelphia, Reverend Sullivan, Cecil B. Moore, and Sam Evans. And they collaborated together. And that history is very important. That portrait is going to be hung at Blockson Library as you come in. And it's going to be in December anniversary of the Blockson.
Is within minutes ahead of time. All of you, it's really my to be here, and Dr. Bernard Watson, and Dr. Leon Sullivan. I, of course, have relationships with all of these persons. You see some of the lead. Sam Evans and worked with him, and then worked with him, and Dr. Bernard Watson was a great friend of mine. And when I ran for mayor, I want to tell you how to campaign election. And what he said to me is that I want that every time you go somewhere, tell them what you're going to do. And I used to go all around the city saying, will you help me? There were signs saying, will you help me? And so I credit Dr. Bernard Watson mostly for helping me to win the elections back. Of course, Leon H. Sullivan was just a crown jewel to everything, starting OIC, and I also worked for OIC. Interesting enough, I was campaigning. I actually went and you may know, may not know that Leon Sullivan, he was not a Democrat or a Republican, and then he Democrat because I'm voting for Wilson Goode in this primary election. Sam Evans was just incredible in terms of things that he did, in terms of working, getting people in law school. involved in improving their grades and improving what was going on. It just an incredible time. And I just want to say that I'm just I've not forgotten Cecil, Dr. Bernard Watson, Leon A. Sullivan, and then Cecil B. Moore. In turn, integrating Girard College and dealing with the NAACP and doing some incredible things in terms of breaking down barriers for people to get jobs in the city. And I going on, and all of them, of course, are older than I am. Although I will turn 86 this coming Monday. All of them Philadelphia would not be what it is today. Without them, Philadelphia would not be what it is today. And I'm just so happy to be here and be a part of this. And more Sam Evans, like Sullivan, and Dr. Bernard Watson. If we had those people around today in the city, there'd be less people without jobs. Leon A. Sullivan especially. And I said that he's the only pastor in the world because want to say to all of you that just be more, think about Dr. Bernard Watson and think about Sam Evans, because the city is what it is because of these four men. I mean, they're not the only thing, but I think they're the most recognizable people. And I just want to say,
If people can hold it down to about 3 minutes.
Good morning.
He's the owner and operator of the Leon A. Sullivan Human Services Center. It's an honor and a privilege to stand here and welcome you to this facility on this auspicious thing that the mayor has said. But because I'm here, and tell you a little bit about how I came and how I had an interaction and or respect for program director. And fast forward to 1981, after having worked for Dr. Sullivan for a few years, and then going into the corporate world for a few more years, he asked me to come and sit on this board. To the Zion Nonprofit Charitable Trust. That is now known as the Leon Sullivan Charitable Trust, having that name changed in 2007. But fast forward, in 2001, when I an awesome responsibility, because you'll always hear me say, for us the living, to make sure the legacy lives on. It's not so much about the person as it is what the person did that created working for Dr. Sullivan and knowing him, my relationship with Sam Evans is none of more once when I was sitting on a panel for jury duty. And it was a case that, of course, he was defending. And I thought to myself, I don't want to be a part of this jury because I do not want to hear what he has to say because I know he will be winning and I may not be in agreement. So I did not allow myself to be appointed to that jury because I did not want to be there because I knew how he would handle it, knowing his reputation. Dr. Watson, I had the privilege of interacting with Dr. Watson for a moment. Museum for a couple of minutes. And those are the things that I knew Wally as a basketball player, but that's all, I just knew him. So I think it is incumbent upon us, as Steve does with the Philadelphia Legacy organization, to honor those who paved the way for us. And the work that he does, the Philadelphia Legacy does, it leaves a marker because somewhere in the scripture, we're admonished to leave markers so that others will know who here and who paved the way for them. We stand on the shoulders of some awesome, awesome men and women. It just happens that the men are being lifted this time for us to honor. Again, thank you so much for using this place, this facility, a place of history for such a press conference as this. I hope that you will take the opportunity to just browse some of the pieces of history that's hanging on the walls here. Thank you so very much. Thank you, Steve. Thank you for the Philadelphia Legacies group. And to our honorable mayor, thank you so much for always,
This is a surprise. But I just wanted to say I joined the civil rights movement at 16 years old under the direction of Cecil B. Moore, and we lived in the neighborhood. We started at Jewett College. Now, the only time we did anything, that was one of the longest demonstrations in the city, 7 months and 17 days. But we did not stop going to school. Many of us didn't. We go after school, we go before school. Got in trouble at home because as a young woman, girls didn't go to jail. My uncles went to jail. And back in those days, if you were arrested, they put your first name, your middle name, your last name, your address, and how old you were. And making a paper was not the resolve that a lot of us had because we believed we were going to make a difference. We knew we could not go to Jewett College, but we knew that people coming behind us would go. And one of our saying is Mel Dorn Chairman, who started the season off at the field to try to say, well, we love you. Someone else. But we tell those children at Girard College how we feel about them, not being able. I didn't see any water hoses, but they did have motorcycles. They had policemen on horses back, and a lot of people were brutalized. And at one point, they even turned the Jeeps around to sicken the demonstrators that were staying there overnight. And it just happened, that got sick, but also the people that were in the police officers that were in that edifice at Girard College, the Lord House, they got sick too. So we went through a lot. Girard College was not the only thing we did under Cecil B. Moore. And in those days, different people in different organizations band together. All of them band together. Behind closed doors, but they came out as unified fronts. And if you saw us in one demonstration for CORE or anybody else, you see us all over the city. Together, and they work together. I don't know if it's the same now. I hear people say other people don't work together, but I can't say that. But I know that's what happened here in the city of Philadelphia. And you hear about men, but if it were not for the women, there would be no civil.
Good morning and thank you. My name is Don Dejulia, longtime staff member at St. Joe. I have to share a trivia question first. And pleased to be here because the Philadelphia Legacy organization, and I think we can't I'm certainly proud to be here today with Mayor Goode. But trivia question, St. Joe's University, which most of you may know, is on City Avenue. However, you may not know South 54th Street, and he is looked as the main intersection of the university, but there's Cardinal Avenue that goes through the center of the university, and this university. So we see his sign regularly. I'm neighbor. It's an honor to be here and hear about all the leaders that are being saluted this year. I grew up as time has gone on, I've come to appreciate they had to do what they did. But fortunately, and all of us need to learn but we were classmates at the other, both in high school and when he was at Florida. So look forward to seeing him in November. But if Phil Mortelli were here, he would be honored and impacted the same way and be in such heavy special company of the people that he's being inducted and included with this year. He certainly would be here just to share a couple things about Phil. He is a Philadelphia. He later went to St. Joseph's Prep High School nearby where we are. Spent over 30 years at University as an assistant coach and a head men's basketball coach. He's traveled the country and he's known throughout the country, but a lot of people in this profession, college sports, especially college basketball, a lot of people around the country because he's so proud to be from Philly and talk about it kind of so much. As Steve mentioned, Phil turned it out to be, he's the winningest coach in the history. 56. We've had a number of head coaches that have been successful at St. Joe's and in the NBA. And Steve referred to the fact that no school in the country has more NBA. We have 7 former St. Joe's people from that little school on City Avenue and Wilson Good Road and 54th Street that have gone to have success in the NBA. Unheard of. So Phil Mark. And I'd say a key part of what Phil did, he was a very engaging personality. And when he would meet the new players every year to start the year, he'd certainly set out some athletic goals and hope they would have that. This is more about your personal development. It's about you learning and growing while you're here at St. Joe's and while you're a member of the basketball team. So I want to support that as much. Things we want to win at. So if I'd have to say, these are 4 fundamental principles of how Phil went about business that has led to him being honored, not just by so he's been well honored, and Philly legacy might be his thing he's most proud of. He would share with the players, we have to learn how to strive for excellence. You have to learn that. Second, seek the magis, the greater good in all that you're thinking and all that you're doing. Third, be a person with and for others. In sports, we and our society would be much better if everyone believed the principle of let me be the best neighbor in my neighborhood. He asked the players to be the best teammate anybody ever had. We'll pause and say again, just be proud of today. Glad to be part of this in September. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ernie Bristow, and I am a proud member and been for the last 9 years with Philadelphia Legacy, supporting and assisting Steve Satell, honoring portrait. So even though they will not be announced today, we are focusing on the portrait winners. And I have the honor I was speaking about Mr. Wally Jones, but she always say, Ernie, don't call me Mr. I'm like, so Mr. Wally Jones, who I have and the privilege of working with him with his Shoots for the Stars Institute, where he comes throughout the city of Philadelphia when he travels back and forth to Florida. And when the award ceremony, but someone introduced me, a friend of mine who lives in Long Island. She's everywhere. So to make a longer story shorter, we talked on the phone, and I've been his executive director for Shoot for the Stars, for sponsorship for him to travel back and forth. I believe mostly in West Philly. He's from Mantua. And if you say a few quotes from that, he does have a mirror on the wall in Mantua. It's beautiful. You didn't get a chance to see it. You can see it. It's right in Mount Vernon. One of the quotes, and it is absolutely correct, that Mr. Wally Jones, the greatest assist, they call him Walter Wally Jones, was given that name. They won the championship. With the Black Basketball Association, worked closely with Wilt Chamberlain's niece. She's a doll to work with. I just been around a lot of legacy with the basketball. And he used to be a teacher at Benjamin Franklin, and I'm just trying to sum it up to see the connection. I remember hearing, I was actually in high school when Mr. Wilson Goode became exist. You know, William Penn was right down the street, so we don't have William Penn anymore. So just being in a room with a lot of people, I don't want to say folks, a lot of people who have paved the way for our community. He's also in his 80s, so giving people their while they are here to smell them, don't just honor, speak in the microphone about how well you, just doing it now while they're alive. It's to, and he coaches not just basketball. That's the great thing I like about the Stars. It's not just about basketball. People hear his name and say, oh, Jones, and they're just there. We have included art. We have included all those things. And again, when I first met them, they was pretty much doing the clinics, that's what we call them, mostly in West Philly and South Philly. Now we are throughout. So now he comes to Logan, West Philly, South Philly, the Northeast. So his legacy and him being honored today, you will with our young people, and that's honor. And again, I'm just blessed to be a part, and will be blessed to Wally Jones, along with the other portrait honors and along with our other community award winners. Thank you.
I'd like to thank everybody for coming.
Yeah.
That concludes our day.
Talk about the unveiling.
The unveiling and
The unveiling.
See when it is.
Yeah, and where is it? And what's it about?
The unveiling is going to be, the gala is going to be on September 7th, Saturday, September 7th at Taj Mahal at 2613 Hunting Park. 2613. 30.
Yes. And then the unveiling.
The time will be unveiled where they're going to be in the community. Hopefully St. Joe's will take the one of Phil Martelli and the coaches.
Nice.
And so we'll have a couple different opportunities for unveiling.
Great.